and with the best DM and one of the best central midfielders in the world, with an exquisite goal today, Casemiro proving, in my opinion, I'm saying it now, there's still a long way to go this season, but as it stands right now, Casemiro has been the signing of the season, helped to transform Man United. He's been a leader on and off the pitch. He has led us and put a man of the match performance in a cup final in England to give us our first trophy in 6 years. Casemiro, take a bow. My son, what a signing, what a season, and what a game from him. How good, gentlemen, was Casemiro today?
Flawless. Absolutely flawless. He showed his experience, his quality, his tenacity, everything you want from a central defensive midfielder. He showed today, and then he added the cherry on top, which was the goal and a beautiful header that many strikers right now wouldn't even be able to score. Like the way that this guy has come in and transformed this team. We got to remember, in the summer, he sat there, watched us lose 2 on the bounce, and said, "Don't worry, I'm coming." Yeah. He came on a mission. He came and he saw, actually, if I'm in this team, I can actually make a difference. And it wasn't arrogance. It wasn't bravado. It is the fact that he knows his aura, he knows his presence, he knows his quality. And not many players have that kind of pride. You saw it when he scored the equalizer against Chelsea, how like just the pride and the passion that you had for playing for this club. How many players of that quality have come to this football club and showed that kind of desire, passion to win, passion to improve us? Not many. Most of them came in for a payday. They came in for a good time, not a long time. Casemiro came on a mission. He's come and he's delivering. And right now, as much as I love Rashford and the form that he's in, he is Man United's player of the season, hands down, because what he's doing is amazing.
It's even the small things where he was amping up the crowd and stuff. He just knows how to win, that winning mentality and taking nothing away from header. I think you hit the nail on the head. A lot of strikers aren't even scoring that header. So I think he was amazing. Definitely my man of the match.
I love the guy. Him, Martinez, I love him. I'm not going to lie. They are what we've been asking for from United players. I think they are what any fan wants from their players that actually want to be there, that show the passion, that show the commitment, where they're making clearances and tackles and they're celebrating them like goals. That's the type of stuff that you want to see from your defensive players. And I said it last year when we was talking about, what's going wrong at United and et cetera, et cetera. I said, you win and lose games in the midfield. If you can't control the ball, if you can't control the midfield, you're gonna struggle in every game. And we put Casemiro in, and now Rashford looks like he can actually play football. What a surprise!
No, it's crazy. I said it in the game against Barcelona, and I'll say it again. He wears the shirt, and it's not heavy.
Yeah,
he wears it, he fits it, he fills it out, and not just in terms of muscles, but again, aura, bravado, the pride. He feels that, and that is just oozed through the whole team. It's infected everyone else. Last few seasons, we've been infected with the wrong things, and people want to call certain players viruses. If you think it was, but he is the antivirus. You know what I mean? He's been one of the cures in this team from a player standpoint. And hey, if we get him for another 4 or 5 years, if his body holds up, we are in for a good time.
We absolutely are. And listen, I mean, as Nick says here, it says that he's the best midfielder in the world. I think he is. I rate him. He's my player. I'm, of course, biased in this, but he is absolutely sensational. And I think the way he's come in, and what you said there, KJ, spot on, that the shirt isn't heavy for him. He's able to come in. He's got the swagger. And maybe it's because he was at Real Madrid and he's Brazilian. There's no country to play for with more pressure on you than a Brazilian. And there's no other club, probably barring Man United in the world, with as much pressure on you as Real Madrid, the scrutiny you get. And he's come in and he's done it with absolute ease, and it's giving everybody confidence. And now what you've got to hope is that confidence seeps through into these players, stays with these players, and they're able to learn to do what he does when he's not there. And I think for me, that's what's going to be key. And it's why in the summer when we signed him, and there was a lot of people talking about, should you really have got him? Should you have gone for a younger player? He's not going to be here in 5 or 6 years. My thoughts then are exactly the same as they are now. No. It's no disrespect to anybody else's rebuild or the profile of player they want to buy. Man United cannot afford to wait 3 to 4 years into a rebuild to win a trophy. We get too much scrutiny. We have to win now and build. And Casemiro is going to enable us to help build a team that is going to be challenging for Premier League titles year in, year out from next season, but he's also going to pick up trophies along the way. And listen, I'm very, very proud that he's a Manchester United player. No shadow of a doubt. To United, you are back. Souness and Carragher said Martinez was too small. Casemiro was a steady Eddie. Maguire 1-0 to Kane on trophies. Listen, there's a lot of pundits when it comes to the Casemiro signing. And I want to talk about Lisandro because, again, just another flawless performance from, what is it you called him at the start of the season, Jay? Was it?
Lysandro Lannister.
Yes, Lysandro Lannister. How good a season has he had?
Yeah, he's had a great season. I knew he'd be good because Arteta wanted him, and Arteta never misses. Okay, let's be for real. But he is really, really good. And like, obviously, we got our fun. Like, I'm all about getting your fun in while you can, And the fun ran out because he looks exceptional. Obviously, like, I think he's probably top 3 center backs in the league. He's up there, and he is consistent every single game. And it's not just, his ability to play the ball out of the back, which I think is really useful, but it's his tenacity and his attitude and his aggression and his timing of his tackling, like everything. He's so well-rounded. And so, yeah, from my perspective, no hate here. I think he's an amazing player. And yeah.
And you know what? We never used to celebrate clearances and saves and stuff like that until Lisandro got here. So you could tell that while Varane is kind of like the silent leader, Lisandro is like he's the emotional. He gets them jazzed up. He gets them going. He gets them focused and that type of thing. I love the guy, man. I absolutely love him. He's an absolute lunatic, and I love him.
I was saying to you and KJ while we were watching the game, I know it takes a lot to be a United legend, but I honestly believe he will go down as a legend by the time he leaves your football club. I think he's amazing. It kills me to say it.
Depends. Obviously, we got to win the Premier League.
That's what I said. There's a lot to do first.
He's definitely put himself in the running to do that so early on as well. The fans already love him. His performances say it all. He dies for the badge. He will kill for the manager. He will do everything and anything to make sure this team wins. And at the back, we've not had that in a long time. We've seen a lot of players at the back in recent years go into their shells. When the pressure is on, it's, oh no, I can't make a mistake, and then they end up making more mistakes. Some of them are super rash. Some of them are really really fearful. But he has just come in and he's up for every fight. He's going against strikers 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", and he don't care.
Yeah.
He will look them dead in the eyes and be like, bro, I will clean you today. And that's what we've been missing at the back. We've had some. Listen. I don't want to go on and bag on players, but we have had taller centre backs look timid, real timid when there's a fight.
And you know what?
So we love the fact that he's here.
I want to point out a pivotal moment. You know when he put off Shah for the header, I think in the first 15 minutes. That's so, people don't look at those things, but that was so key, key.
His aggression is controlled. He's not rash.
Yeah.
He said in an interview recently as well, like, it's easy to be emotional, it's easy to get angry, but you have to control it. You have to be able to.
Well, but that's the thing with Lisandro. He isn't doing things in games where he's putting us at risk of going down to 10 men. I mean, he considered a penalty for a handball in the beginning of the season against Real Sociedad, which was never a penalty. He doesn't do stupid things. It's, as you say, controlled aggression in the right areas, and he knows how to wind people up. He knows how to tackle. He's sensational, and I think that he was written off because I don't even actually think people had an issue with his height, because if you spent 5 minutes researching him and how good he'd been in the Netherlands, you would realize that he was going to be good enough. But Man United were in a bad space, and it's just been fashionable to criticize every single thing that Manchester United do. And that's exactly what happened. The fact that Casemiro was slagged off as a signing tells you all you need to know about. It was a safe bet to say United signings are rubbish because the majority of our signings have failed in the last 10 years. But there was a difference this year, and it was ignored by the mainstream media. And that was the manager who was being given genuine control, not just to bring in who he wants, but he could control the discipline element and the culture of the dressing room. And in fairness to LVG, who won a trophy, in fairness to Jose, who won trophies, they were never given that control. And they've both spoke about it publicly since. We know that they weren't able to. And I think for me, that's the biggest fundamental difference here. Lisandro was a star signing in the summer. You notice that no one talks about the £50 million that he cost. No one talks about it. No one speaks about the wages that Lisandro and Casemiro are on. And I do think you're right, Romsey. He does have the makings to be a Man United legend.
Yeah.
He does. Our club's a little different from many others in England. It's going to take multiple major trophies to get there. But the feel-good factor already there. The love's already there for him. The fans have already bought into this kid 110%. He's one trophy down. You had a couple this year, win a Prem next year, Champions League the year after. People will start to talk about this guy has everything about him to become a legend of this football club.
100%.
I'll say this though. We've been terrible for so long that whoever the first batch of players that brings United back to winning the Prem, they would have to go down in United history. Because since Sir Alex Ferguson's gone, we haven't had a sniff of a Premier League.
Yeah, so you know what it is though, because the other set of players under Fergie have
Yeah.
done so much. It's going to be hard. It will definitely have the sets of players, not just this team, but maybe going on forward. Maybe if they win the Premier League, if they win the Champions League, those set of players would definitely have its own part in United's history.
Absolutely.
Where they can say, you know what, these guys were special to us for the fact that they was able to drag us out of something that in 10 years that we were just stuck in for a long time. So I'm looking forward to what these guys are going to bring. And I hope if these guys go, if the people that run this football
Please stay. Please.
leave Manchester United, we're back. We'll be back. We will be back. No one can stop us.
That's the scary thing about it. You actually would be, and rivals just need to accept it. If this takeover happens, you just have to accept it. Have to.